Anti-Poverty Week has been going for 8 years now, right across the nation, and here in South Australia we have had wonderful representation from all sorts of community groups that take poverty on as an issue, but not in the sense of how can you make poverty less bad, but rather to actually challenge the very concept of poverty. Why does there have to be poverty? And what would it take for there to be no poverty? So to really delve into the real issues of it. And it does so by actually getting community to engage in that debate. So all sorts of different activities take place. It might just be a morning tea to talk about how in one's community one can do something about poverty. Or it might be a forum such as the Southgate Forum being run on the 16th of October at Flinders University, which is going to delve into the issue of what makes poverty what it is and how can we take it on. So it's a community response right across the nation to raise the level of debate and treat the issue seriously. Well, see, there are two ways of responding to poverty. One is to say, well, how can we make it less harsh? How can we rub the bad edges off it by just making life a little more tolerable for those in poverty? That's really not what Anti-Poverty Week's about. Anti-Poverty Week is about saying, well, how do we tackle the causes of poverty? Why is it so? Why are people left in situations where they are poor? And what can we do about that? Well, the Southagte Anti-Poverty Forum is an opportunity for people to hear about research in the area of poverty and also to hear discussion about what are the kinds of things, policies, activities, actions, attitudes that can make a difference.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the Southgate Institute for Health, Society and Equity was established with a very specific focus on equity and looking at how we can create a much more equitable society. And of course, I've spent the last 3 or so years of my life working on the Commission for the Social Determinants of Health, and the Southgate is ideally placed to follow through on that recommendations. And our final report, Closing the Gap in a Generation, it says on the back, reducing health inequities is, for the Commission on the Social Determinants of Health, an ethical imperative. And we note that social injustice is killing people on a grand scale. And obviously what's very much behind those health inequities is the issue of poverty. And for the Southgate, Anti-Poverty Week is a really important occasion where we can focus nationally on how we can reduce poverty and how we can create a much more equitable society. And we certainly don't see poverty as an issue for poor people. It's really a problem for the rest of us who are not living in poverty to ensure that no Australian has to live in poverty. So I think it's really exciting that at Southgate we can lend our support to this week, and we're actually hosting events where we're showcasing some of the work that Flinders University is doing that's directly relevant to Anti-Poverty Week.